Hello, everyone. This is Calvin Russell, CEO and founder of 850 Club Credit Consultation. Hope everyone's doing well today. Today, we're going to talk about the new changes coming to Apple Credit Card. Let's go straight into it. So, of course, we know who Apple is, and we know that they recently came out with a credit card not long ago, okay? And since that time, they have now added some pretty cool features called Apple Card Family, all right? So, just like, Apple Family with applications, like when you download something, you can share some of your storage space and things of that sort. Now they're starting to take this to a completely new level. And I think that other financial companies, honestly, because Apple's so big right now, they should most definitely be making some changes pretty soon. But what I love most about this is that they made things very simple. Usually in the credit card game, it's a lot of questions, right? You learn things from experience, YouTube, your family, your friends. Just general experience and time just living through life. And that's usually how people do things. But what I like about what Apple just did, they made things extremely transparent. And they're making it where here's the information and these are going to be, what you can, I would say the results that you should expect, or they at least set the expectations. Okay. So let's go straight into it. So Apple Credit Card Apple Card Family, got to get it right. They allow an authorized user. They call it a co-owner, okay? What I like about this particular co-owner is that they blatantly say they do not have to be a family member, okay? Why is that important? Well, if you haven't been really paying attention to the financial world in general, a lot of credit card companies are not fond of what we call piggybacking. Like back in the day, you would get a credit card, you essentially add someone on as an authorized user, they get that, that credit history, and we even call it a trade line. Some people even have sold trade lines, and of course, as we know, the FTC, they started shutting down a lot of individuals and a lot of companies for selling essentially a position to be on someone's credit card. So, by the way, side note, if someone's selling you a trade line, I mean, there's a risk that's involved, obviously, but on a state level and even on a national level, there have been some regulations in place. They've been closing out credit cards like Discover. They've been closing out accounts if you constantly are moving positions and people being on your card. And so has Capital One. So this has been going on for quite some time. But with Apple, what they're saying is that you have that co-owner and they're blatantly saying, hey, they don't have to be a family member. So what does that mean? That's huge. That means that you can have that authorized user finally on that credit card. Okay. Now, that's number one. Now, obviously, that payment history, that balance, that utilization, all of that is going to play a role because that's going to report not only to the main account holder, but also the co-owner, or as we know it to be called, an authorized user. Okay. So now when they do that, now, of course, they're building credit from that. But that's not all. They now allow you to add up to 4 participants to this. Now, I know what you're thinking. Are these authorized users? Unfortunately, they are not. They could be 13 years old or older, okay? And they can have access via app to see what their spending limit is on that card, even if you give them one. You don't necessarily have to set one, but if you want, you can put a spending limit on there, and they can be 13 years or older, and they get their own card as well, too. And of course, that's and it's a MasterCard. So of course, it's accepted everywhere where MasterCard is taken. So essentially, you're teaching that participant. If you assume that they're a young adult, they don't have to be necessarily 13. They can be at any age, but not any age, but the youngest they can be is at 13. But they get a chance to see how credit work and paying bills and what balances are and things of that sort. Obviously, that's a big amount of transparency, not just from Apple to us, but from you to your family or whomever you have as a participant. All right. So let me go ahead and just read right off the site because this literally just came out. So it says each co-owner is individually liable for all balances on the co-owned Apple Card, including amounts due on your co-owner's account before the accounts are merged. OK, so now you can merge an account as well. So if a person has an Apple Card and then you have an Apple Card, you can merge that account as well. But you don't necessarily have to have it where it's merged. OK. Each co-owner will be reported to the credit bureaus as an owner on the account. In addition, co-owners will have full visibility to all account activity, and each co-owner is responsible for the other co-owner's instructions or requests. So, of course, it involves risk, including payment history and other information about your Apple Card, including negative items like missed payments or late payments. Addition of a new co-owner or merging existing accounts is subject to credit approval. So you can't just add someone just right off the bat. They got to qualify as well. Okay. Now, each co-owner can close the account at any time, which may negatively impact your credit, and you will still be responsible for paying all balances on the account. Okay, so obviously that makes sense. Let's go into the participant. If you're a participant, you are able to spend on the account, but are not responsible for payments. Being a participant who is reported to the credit bureaus on the account that has a negative payment history, for an example, the account is gone past due or overutilized, can have negative effects on your credit. The account holder remains responsible for all purchases made by a participant. All right, and they have going into more details. If you are a participant, you are able to spend on the account, but not are responsible for payments. It's reported to the credit bureaus on the account to have negative payment history. Oh, they actually put that on there twice. I don't know why they did that. But either way, an Apple Cash card is required. Okay, so you do have to have an Apple Cash card in the account if you want to be a participant. And participants under 18 must have the family organizer in the Apple Cash family set up their own Apple Cash card. If you do not have an Apple Cash account, daily cash can be applied. You can set limits and things of that sort. All right. So, and of course, credit limits can also be combined when existing Apple Card customer requests share they merge their account with an existing Apple Card customer. Merging existing accounts is still subject to credit approval and general eligibility requirements. So, for example, if one person has an Apple Card, another person has an Apple Card, but they've been late on theirs, they may not qualify to become merged as one. Okay, and remember, there's no credit history. There is no reporting to the credit bureaus between the ages of 13 and 18. Okay, so only if the person is 18 years or older will they get that payment history added to their credit bureaus. Okay, so this is a major game changer. I know some of you guys are thinking, well, Calvin, it's an authorized user, but it's a little bit different. See, usually as an authorized user, you just add it and just on your credit report, and you just kind of hope for the best. But for you to now have access to kind of at least see that the person is, paying their bill on time, or if they're late, or some of the case, or whatever the case may be, at least being able to kind of see what the hell is going on, that's a major game changer. Okay, so either way, because again, we know that not every single person that's an authorized user is a family member, but at least they're saying, hey, we won't close your account if you add someone that is not a family member. Okay, because you'd be surprised. Sometimes that triggers, the address will trigger it, the last name will trigger it. I know some of you guys may not know all that, but again, when you've seen so many different credit profiles and you've seen different types of situations, I'm telling you, some people have had their accounts closed, multiple accounts closed, because they were doing that. But at least Apple said, hey, listen, we won't do that. We want you to share this information. Really, personally, I think it's part of I won't say a data grab, but now obviously they're seeing what you're spending your money on, and they're obviously seeing what more people are going to be spending their money on. And so that kind of lets them know the dynamics of, not just advertising, but knowing what your buying habits are. Keep that in mind. So either way, I think this is a huge game changer. Hopefully other industries, not other industries, but other card holders, card makers and bankers and things of that sort, they continue to follow suit, with that as well. Okay. So of course, if you like this video, like it. If you want to share it, share it. And as always, be sure to subscribe as we have nothing but great content on the way. Thank you all so much. Have a great day.